Greetings everyone and welcome back to Project Zomboid, to the beginner's guide, which has now become the beginner's play along kind of series. In the last episode, you may have noticed we died, and now we are a new character in the same world. Our name is Carol France. We have basically the same traits set up as last time almost. And we're up here. Where's up here? We are up here in the trailer park area, or in the area with these two trailers. Not a lot here. This was not in the Build 41 map prior, so not super familiar with the map entire yet and its various changes. But let's just kind of carry on. There's a ratchet wrench, excellent weapon to have. Is there anything else in this car? Or if we're lucky, it might have... Oh my gosh, it does have a key. We could theoretically drive it for a bit. Pistol in the glove box. We're not trained to use that, so we're not going to take it. We are going to take those matches. Guns are something we'll mess around with later. Firecrackers, a second matchbook partly consumed, and a pencil. I don't know if we have much in the way of writing materials. Oh, we do. We've actually picked up so many pencils and pens. It looks like they do still have a listed damage modifier. Worst case, those pencils and pens are weapons we can use. Since this vehicle has a key and some gas, screw it. Does it turn on? Oh my gosh, it turns on. Okay, this kind of changes things. We can get on this road and get moving. Let's go back down to where tutorial guy died last episode. Really, my primary thing I'd like to do is retrieve his body. Not necessarily out of respect for the dead. I mean, 07 to him and all, but I want the backpack that he had and all of my old equipment that was in it. So where are we now? Oh, I know. Yeah, we're right there. So let's go park this car at home. I don't want to... Oh, we hit the bushes. Okay. I don't want to consume the gas too much. I don't know if we're going to make it to the gas station while the power's still on, that kind of thing. So let's just go park this and have it kind of available for later. I think we'll just leave it right here on the grass. Not going to worry about making it fancy at all. I tend to, when parking cars and stuff, the main thing is I don't want to put them on the road. That's an old habit from playing multiplayer, where me and my friends would just full speed tear through whatever road we could. So if you left your car in the road, it was probably just going to get smashed in, you know? Okay, so this is our base that our previous character lived in. Yep, broken window. Just going to check in here to make sure we have no surprises. Okay, it looks like it's all still pretty well intact, which is great. So let's just grab a fresh orange out of the fridge. Remind myself what I had under the sink here. Yeah, hacksaw, hoodie, pipe wrench. Okay, all sorts of stuff. Kind of looking at what I have on me. Let's go ahead and put the milk away. And I'm just going to place this carpentry book there on the table along with the maintenance book. We'll work on reading those later tonight since we need to regain our skills. But for now, whatever weapons I have on hand, basically the fillet knife, the extra pens, the ratchet wrench and stuff, we need to work on actually clearing. I got greedy, I got brave last episode and was punished for it, so we are just going to get out here, slow and steady, work our way through these zombies until we find our guy backpack. Now, it's probably not changed since the prior build, but I'm not sure. But your prior character's corpses should never despawn in-game. I believe there's a setting for it somewhere in Sandbox. By default, they should always be around, so probably don't worry about losing your zombie in terms of the game deleting it, as far as I'm aware. Again, if you know, if you have actual knowledge there, let me know. But we should not actually need to rush to go get our guy. I tested this in multiplayer in Build 41 by getting a hold of a friend's corpse, another player, and then we kept that corpse in our house in like a corner for like an in-game half of a year to see if it would ever decay. It did not decay. So if that still holds true, then probably are going to have to eventually bury our guy, assuming that his body doesn't decay. But I'm curious to find out, and hopefully in this very series we're going to be able to find out through experimentation. Where am I? Right there. Okay, so we died down there. Let's not stare at the map for too long because we have zombies in front of us, and it would really suck to die again and have to restart again. But one of the great things about what I've done here, which is starting over in the same world, is all the zombies I killed on Tutorial Guy's life are all dead still. So I can safely, or more safely, try and get set up as the new character. Alright, we're exerted again. See, we don't have combat stats. We're not as seasoned as we once were. Let's just cautiously back up. We're gonna have to probably kill those guys somehow. Let's just sprint or jog away a little. Get some distance so we can sit. that exertion hopefully go away. Yep, the moodle is gone. We're still dealing with bad smells, but that's going to be a constant until all these corpses decay. Let's just beat these guys down. Oop, almost died. Again, getting the ground attack when I wanted a melee attack. Get out of here. Okay. Check these guys. It looks like we have a regular watch. We're good there. So if we could find... Oh, you didn't... Wait, where are your shoes? Oh, fancy shoes. We're looking for military boots, if possible. Are always my preferred boots. Okay, so we're going to sit for just a little bit, get our exertion recovered a smidge. I'll just tap fast forward and then back to normal speed a few times. And we're going to get back up and keep going. Just kind of in the general direction of where we died. Oh yeah, this is... Yep, there's the boarded up building we went by earlier. It's all coming back to me. It's going to take a lot of time for me to get re-familiar with every little curve of the map. I'm here for it. Can I go over this fence? Yes, I can. It looks tall, but it's actually coded to be waist height. I know, I'm sneaking again, which is bad. I shouldn't even be bothering. I should just be fighting if possible. Okay, let's bring these guys back down to kind of where I was working from earlier, which is down here, and give them the rolling pin of justice. It'd be nice if we had some beta blockers, but we don't. So this is going to be a bit of a slog. Smooth and easy, steady as she goes. 1 down, 3 to go. Oop, game frozen, don't like, please no, please not again. Okay, run. That was an interesting stutter we experienced there. Okay, and it looks like we're just developing muscle strain, which is fair. We've done a lot today, honestly. Ooh, multiple crawlers. Do not like at all. Okay, since they're crawlers, that means we can get away a little more easily. Let's just back up the safe street here. And there we go. So I did write in a few talking points. The first of which is someone suggested rather strongly, like, oh, well, wouldn't you rather not record the entire thing and only show us, like, the highlights and the tutorial bits? And the answer is no. I'd rather do it this way. Like, pretty straightforwardly, I'd rather do it this way. And there's a very specific reason for that, which is that as I play, I don't know what's going to come up that I might want to talk about. I don't know what mechanics of the game we're going to be engaging with next, because I am not pre-recording this. I'm recording all of the voiceover and stuff live. That's why you get these sort of strong, honest, genuine, panicked reactions out of me, is this is all being done live. And I am playing partly because I don't know what's going to come next, which for me adds to the suspense. So I don't think that we can switch over to just recording highlights. Later on, like when I have a survivor that's super set up, we might sit down with that survivor and like specifically do some blacksmithing or some carpentry or something and talk about that in little individual videos. But for now, still figuring the game out. Very much figuring it out. And not in a position to do those kinds of things yet. But we're getting there. So yeah, gonna keep recording the whole thing. That's the plan. That's the only way to be sure that I capture everything, especially the moments where I screw up, so that we can talk about those, because I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's going to be fumbling and dying, right? So we're experiencing some pretty serious muscle strain from killing, 23 zombies. So we're gonna hang out and read the maintenance book. And maybe eat a whole head of cabbage. Let's actually, until I'm hungry, let's just put the fresh food away in the fridge. I don't really know how spoilage is going to work out on the new version, but I do know that things in the fridge generally are going to last longer. So let's get all that in there. Have a drink of water just to be topped off on that. Do I actually have anything on my person that's serving as a water bottle other than my mug of water? Not really. Are there any water bottles in the fridge? That's also a no. There are beer bottles, but that's not really the same. You know, we could have one of the beer bottles since we're indoors and it's safe. Let's grab that. Can we open them though? Drink needs to be opened first. Okay. How do we open a bottle? Craft? Break glass. I don't think that's what we want. If I remember right, didn't my previous character have a bottle opener? Interesting that we can't just, open a beer bottle in all the normal ways that one would open one. But okay. Okay, game, whatever you say. Let's have a sit down and read maintenance until like midnight. Then we go to sleep, and then we do it all over again tomorrow and keep trying to get my body back. So, the other thing that was requested was someone was like, hey, I really hope you keep this going until the power and water go out, because I wanted to see what the strategies are for that and how you deal with it. So the answer to that is, honestly, if you guys are all down to keep watching, like I've been watching my channel's like view count like fly into the stratosphere. So I am happy to continue playing Zomboid, partially because I enjoy the game, but partially because just metrically it's doing real well. So we can push for the power and water outage. I can show you my old strategies that worked for that in the previous build. Hopefully they'll work here. If they don't, then we're going to have to adjust, and it'll be a learning experience that we'll go through together. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward now, read this book, and then get back to you when we get to the next interesting bit. Alright, it is now midnight. We have read not even half of the maintenance book, but that's okay. Something I want to check now that we've done that. Okay, we've read a portion of the book. You see the little arrows there? That means we are getting an EXP boost, multiplier of 1.2, which is 20%. It's just not the full boost that would come from reading the entire book. So, partial EXP boost is better than none, so it's good that we read the book. We could do with a bite to eat, so let's go ahead and we actually have that pot of soup that I made. Or that I looted, I don't actually remember. Let's grab that out of there. It looks like it's full in terms of what it can hold for ingredients. Let's just put that in the oven. Cook that up, and that will be dinner, and then we'll go to sleep. Okay, it's cooked. Grab it out of there. I'm just going to go ahead and eat the whole thing. Not sure where we're going to be exactly on weight gain and stuff, but that's okay. That's been devoured. Let's fill it back up with water. Again, we don't know when the water will go out, and once it does, we're going to have to start like making trips to the lake and stuff. It's going to take time. And because we don't have the bedroom boarded up properly, we are once more going to sleep just in the lazy gray chair by right-clicking on it, using the context menu, and going to sleep. There we go. All right, we are up bright and early at 4:50 a.m. Like it to be a little more bright out before we go out, so let's take that water pot back out, and we're just going to do a little cooking while we wait for the sun to come up. We have tons of stuff that is going to spoil at some point that we might as well keep eating. And what we do need to do in the midterm, after I retrieve the previous guy's body and gear, is probably look at getting books. It would be ideal to have cooking books and foraging books and stuff to kind of expedite the process of training this character in how to survive. Because once the power goes out, all these fridges we've been looting are going to be not full of food anymore. They're going to be full of rot. So we'll need to source our food in a different way, either by relying on looting like non-perishables like canned food and candy, which can go a distance, but it's going to run out eventually. And by eventually, I mean in-game years from now, as long as you continue clearing new towns with your character and looting their grocery stores. But good to have the option of being able to forage or fish or trap or hunt so that we are not dependent on constantly doing combat. Okay, that's cooked. And it's now 5:50. Let's turn off the oven. It'd be really funny if I burned down my base, wouldn't it? Let's not do that if possible. And we're just going to eat this cabbage on the way out. Alright, we are still on a quest to retrieve Hugh, the tutorial guy's body, and his very precious backpack. But yeah, and if you guys have any tips or advice or stuff to add so that everyone else can also benefit down in the comments, do let me know down in the comments. We've kind of covered the immediate, super important stuff I wanted to convey in the first 2 episodes, so now I'm just playing in an exploratory manner and attempting to explain as I go. Hopefully I won't make too much of a fool of myself, but either way I'm here for it. Alright, take her down. I do see something on the ground that I want to talk about once the zombie's dead. Oh, I want to get back up. She's not dead. I misunderstood. She was just knocked down, not dead. Okay, knock them down. Make sure they're dead. Make sure the next one coming in is dead. Yeah, get knocked down. Okay, there we go. So, over here, this little thing on the ground, very hard to see. It's right in front of my character's feet, right there. That is a key. Vehicle key in this case. Normally they are car keys, but that key normally goes to something in the lot, and of course there's only one vehicle, so it goes to this taxi. Of course the door lock is broken the moment we find a key. I can't make this up, man. So this car can only be accessed through the through the passenger seat. Can we unlock? No, because the locks are broken. Okay, so yeah, I have to change seats to get out. And this seat doesn't have a lock option. Unlock all doors. So the question now is, have I locked myself out? No, it worked. Good. So we have to get in the passenger seat to use this one, but it also has a little bit of fuel. So my instinct there would be to drive it home, just so that I have it and don't forget that it is technically a drivable vehicle. Not an ideal one, because we have to do the seat shuffle every time, right? But it is something. So we'll just take it up and around to our house, or the engine will die. This might not be a very drivable vehicle. It's okay. There was a zombie, and you know our current rule about zombies. You see a zombie, make it a dead zombie. So, those guys right there, let's just get away from that tree, away from the fence, deal with these guys. Especially as these ones are closer to home, which I don't like. Can't be having that. Alright, that's one down from the shove. Very good. Take him down. But yeah, the game, very much at this stage, like, we've solved the issue of surviving for the moment, mainly by killing the zombies in the trailer park and around the house. So it's now just accumulating every little scrap of resource we can. This car may not be it, guys. The engine is dying every 20 feet. So we're just gonna take it, get it kind of close to home. This might be a 4 parts or siphon the gas out of later kind of vehicle. We're just gonna pop it here on the lawn, and I'll deal with that later. To the passenger seat, I just want to check for anything valuable. Matchbook, battery, check the other seats real quick. Okay, I don't know if we'll revisit this. And then there's a sack in the trunk. Let's just get that out. I'll throw that in my inventory for now. Take it inside. Sacks used to be specifically used to hold like dirt and stuff for farming, so we might need that later. And of course the car made noise. The engine makes noise much more than us walking around, so it's attracted, or maybe our car drive earlier brought these zombies in. Since we're on home turf, they need to die so that we can be safe. Ooh, short blunt level up, hell yeah. It's good. Surprised the rolling pin has actually put in this much work before breaking. Watch, it's gonna break soon probably. Okay, knock them down, keep them down. Very good. Any more coming toward me? No. Okay, good. So yeah, even a simple task like go retrieve your prior body can take quite a while. Zomboid is nothing if not a game that takes time to play. Whoa! Okay, the car really brought them in. There's more. So if that's how much the car brings in, I wonder how it's gonna go during the helicopter. I guess we're gonna find out together. Oh no, that swing missed. Come on. Yeah, I know, we're exerted. Shove her down. Okay, safest way to do that, spacebar to stomp. You know you can stomp even without holding the attack key, as long as you're in the right spot. That's definitely a learn by feel kind of thing. Let's make a little distance. Let's go back up the street. Just want to go up here, face that zombie, or face where he was coming from to the south. Spend a little time resting. Let him get in close. I don't recommend like pushing it too close for him to hold shift, hit movement key to get back up fast. Okay, and then deal with this last one. Smack him down. There we go. And to remember, I am still wanting to check zombies for boots. I hear a zombie. Oh, do you see him? It's kind of hard to spot in the upper left corner there. Sitting against that building and against that fence. We may have been walking past them repeatedly until they decided to make noise, but they are there. A whole hacksaw in the trash. Kind of worn, but we might get some use out of that. And nothing in the mailbox. Okay, let's go grab those zombies. Oh, I don't like that the tree kind of covers everything up. There we go. Just gotta get a little bit closer. But I think I'm definitely gonna get in the habit, once I'm set up, of chopping down the large trees so that they don't block my vision. Whether when I'm driving or like just there where there was a zombie hidden behind the sprite of the tree. I don't like that. I want a nice, clean, like, kill zone all around me, everywhere. Oh, there goes the rolling pin. Okay. Anything good on either of them? Not really. I don't need the small wooden handle right now, so we're just gonna throw that away. And once more, we're feeling slight pain. There's the muscle strain. Slow and steady wins the race. We have food at home. We're in no real hurry. Let's go back to the house for a minute and just rest in the chair for a moment. I don't know if resting like this helps with muscle strain. If you know, let me know in the comments, but I assume maybe it does. I know that just the passage of time will help with muscle strain, because it is, like all of the pain types in the game, something that'll fade over time. Alright, pop back in for a snack. Whole head of lettuce sounds good to me. And if you're looking at like how my character eats and is being fed and going, oh, Ducky, that seems so unrealistic and makes no sense, note that we're losing weight. We're losing weight, so I actually need to be eating more than I currently am. On that note, I cooked that whole stew earlier, but there are 2 hidden meters going on, or there's one visible thing that you're going to see when you need to eat, which is the hunger moodle. The hunger moodle is your character feeling hungry, right? I know that sounds really like straightforward and dumb, but your character's caloric intake is another thing, and you can't see that here. You can only infer it by looking at your weight, by clicking H for the health screen and going to the info tab and looking at this. The down chevron or the up chevron is the indicator. Generally, you want to stay between 76 and 84 units of body weight to not accumulate debuffs, which is why we're going to eat this entire stew. And basically, you just want to keep your weight neutral. You can kind of ignore the hunger moodle until it gets really bad. It does cause some penalties, but last I looked at that data in build 41, they were pretty manageable. Well, you'll note I do try and keep my character from being hungry. If you have the full to bursting buff, it used to give bonus carry weight. I'm not sure that it still does. I'm not sure that having green or being well fed gives the weight increase anymore. We'll see. I'll have to try and pay attention to that. For now, let's put that away, put the pot of water away. We can cook again later, but now I want to pay attention and see if that buff goes away. Let's actually just chill out for a minute on fast forward and lab that out, shall we? Okay, so the buff is gone now. Did we lose carry weight? We did not. We're still at number of 12. So having being well fed does not seem to increase max carry weight anymore, which, all right, Zomboid devs, making it harder for us, I see. Well, nothing to be done about that. Maybe there will be a mod for that later. Maybe the game is balanced around it now. There's really no telling. Anyway, I think we are out of time for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I need to go back to the editing pits and get this one ready for you guys. So, we'll say here, thank you so much for watching. It is my pleasure to continue bringing you these little Zomboid episodes, and I will see you all in the next one. If you have been supporting the channel through YouTube memberships or through the Patreon page, link down in the description, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. So yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone, and I will see you all next time.